reading recently. So this is the one I was reading this week. As you know, there's a lot of talk at the moment on the news about conspiracy theories and things like this, all sorts of scary stuff going on. So I've got this book here, which was first published in 1999. So it's quite an old book. It's the A to Z of Conspiracy Theories from Summersdale Publishing. And they have an interesting section. I got a lot of interesting stuff in this one. But I thought I'd pick out something today for the Paddy's Day celebrations. So here you are. If you're interested about it's a conspiracy theory which is called the Irish potato famine. Okay, it's not a long conspiracy, so I will read it for you. 150 years ago, the Italian mafia was trying to outdo its Irish rivals. During the mid-19th century, they undertook an extensive plan to starve their chief rivals, the Irish crime bosses, out of their home market. Rampaging up and down the length of Ireland in elaborate disguises, the Italians ransacked farms and crops. Even they had little idea of quite how extensive damage would be. And in this sense, their plan worked. A massive emigration movement out of Ireland took place. Unfortunately, however, the Italians failed to foresee the outcome of the famine, which resulted in an increased Irish presence in the markets of New York and Chicago 80 years later, where the Italians had previously done so well. Look at that, guys, eh? Little conspiracy theory for you there.
Wow.
But that was
I've always suspected that myself, though.
Yeah, nothing to do with land mismanagement and apathy from the British government, and everything to do with Sicilians.
Italian. Yeah, definitely.
Makes perfect sense, you know.
Good. Well, we cleared that up. There's a few other good ones, but you got to be careful these days because since this is like on the internet, you got to be very careful. There's some conspiracies that are just a little bit too much. For example, I'd recommend you look into this on your own, guys, but don't do like a live stream. Don't put it up on your Grindr profile or that. So we got the good one here: the conspiracy of the Turin Shroud. Very interesting, worth a look at. But the biggest conspiracy of all, one of my favorites, is this one. Read that one.
The Scottish.
Is that questioning whether
Scotland's a conspiracy exists? Or Scottish people, or what does it mean?
Look, I don't want to be spreading misinformation. Okay, we'll get our
worth looking into
our blue tick. But yeah, if you do want to find basically the root of conspiracies, the Men in Black, then that's where you want to be looking, folks. I'm not going to say it because the algorithms will pick it up, but there you are. There. It's the topic.
So, just to change the subjects briefly, because we will be coming back to that, I'd imagine. Last week I had a laptop failure, and basically I didn't get any notifications about anyone that sent us money. So I thought I would just thank you. So if you're here today, I'm gonna give you a mention. We got.
And if you aren't.
If
sorry,
you're not here,
we're
going
to. Not thanking you.
So we got this. We got some money. I think it was £10 from Rainer, and it says, "Best wish and good luck for you. Greetings from Germany, Rainer, a friend from Wolfgang in Bamberg. I love your music at the garden party." So, cheers very much for that.
Prost.
Bob Newland sent us £20. This is last week. Thanks very much for that. Chris Warham sent us £50 last week.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
he said, "Thanks, lads. I try to listen in on Friday nights and it's always great fun. So I owe you for a few sessions. Keep it up. We'll hopefully get back to Edinburgh soon to see you in person at some point." Cheers, man.
Cheers, chef.
Cheers, man.
Caroline Lee Smith gave us £30 last week. Thanks very much, Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline.
She says, "Thanks, guys." And Daniel Sunday sent us £12.31 last week. So cheers, Daniel. And he's also the one that sent us the picture of what was it?
We haven't
Picnic
shown this
Bob.
picture yet, have we? Or no? Oh, that's right. Last week the
thing.
But he sent us another picture. No,
maybe just you.
Maybe or not.
I think
May
what is
or
that
may
naked
not
picture?
Well, let's not discuss that. Best left in Reutlingen. Well, so your unnameable topic from your conspiracy theories, I don't think it rose to this question, or it's the other way around, but Ken asks, what is your favourite single place in Scotland?
The cliff, the Man Cliff.
The Man Cliff.
Yeah. You go and have a look at it, there's a man. But it's really not a man, it's a mountain.
Oh, wait. The Old Man Ahoy?
Or store or something, yeah.
Store, Hoy. I can't remember now.
The Man Cliff, anyway.
Right, okay. The Chimney Stack. I think that's the technical, geological or geographical term for it.
No, that's me. What about you, Duncan?
Me, I like Tobermory on the Isle of Mull. Spent many happy days there. Mary's Well is what it means. It's translated from Gaelic. Apparently, there's a Spanish galleon sunk somewhere in the bay, and divers go down there all the time looking for it, and nobody ever finds anything because, there's nothing there. But cool place. Conspiracies, man, conspiracies.
You would say that. Gold digger night. No galleon there, idiots. Haha. And what about you, Jack? Where's your favourite place in Scotland?
I like to get away every now and again on a wee retreat from all the hustle and bustle, and nowhere I like better than a wee place called Shotts.
Oh my goodness! I've got many happy memories of Shotts.
Well, it's nice just to take a stroll through and see the sights. Really scenic, and go there for your holidays as soon as they open up the borders again. That's what I would say.
I remember playing at pipe band competitions at Shotts in my youth, and the competition field was inside the prison football ground, which was in the middle of the town, because why not? Shotts, what a place.
So if you're from Shotts, we're only joking.
Good pipe band though.
What as you're slugging down your non-alcoholic beverage there, Duncan, any more messages from our drive time listeners tonight?
Well, Caroline Lee Smith is asking me where is my new leafy abode. I'm actually just visiting the botanical gardens. I was supposed to meet Gormy here.
He's hiding in a bush?
Well, possibly. I mean, he stopped hibernating a couple of months ago, and
no, you're hiding in a bush.
I keep forgetting he's a tortoise, So he may be en route. I might pass him on my way back home. Who knows? Johanna Hjorstad had some technical difficulties. I hope you got that sorted out. She couldn't see the chat. But apparently,
you're not missing much.
Apparently, everyone else that replied to that said it's okay. So,
We saved her. Good work.
I mean, I'm going to read through these anyway.
Good work, Mike.
Dear. And she says, so what we can deduce from this is that there is a fair reason she's not pursuing a career in anything technologically related.
Quite right.
Fair enough, if you can't work your phone, probably better not to
stay out of the kitchen.
Be in charge of a firewall or something.
How's our firewall, Jack? Is it holding?
I've got a breach of security now on my system. I think it says Johanna.
The old deception there, the double bluff. I can't work technology. There's no sunken galleon down there.
There is no mysterious Scottish.
We've got all Jack, the bitcoins coming in just now.
You hadn't got around to telling us yet who you've got in the studio this week.
In the studio this week? Oh yeah, that's right. It's Seal.
Oh my God. He's one of my favorites.
He's doing well, usually people come to me to sort of redo the things that they thought could be better the first time they did it. So Kiss from a Rose, which was a #1 hit when it came out.
It was on a Batman soundtrack.
He wasn't very happy with that, so he came to me to fix it, basically. To do a remix.
Amazing.
Because he wanted to release it. You know how it's trendy these days to sort of release your music on old formats, like
tape cassettes.
vinyl tapes and things.
Mini discs.
He wanted to release it. Oh, wait a minute. David Lee Smith just sent us £20. Thanks very much, David.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Flea? Seal. They're all animals. So Seal wants to release his new album on 1 megabyte floppy disk.
Oh, wow.
Well, floppies, 1.4s.
Yeah, 1.4
Nice.
megabytes.
How
So
many of
we've got to
them?
really reduce the quality of the sound to get it on the actual disc, but he is adamant that he wants that. So
Bit crushed.
yeah,
Amazing.
It's great. He's been doing quite a lot actually out in the streets. I've been seeing Seal doing a lot of performances with buskers and stuff like that. So I was having a chat with him about it the other day. It's all going quite well for him. So always worth looking for. Great cover of some of his stuff by a group called Sector Rouge as well. You see them on YouTube sometime. We went on tour 2 years ago, 2019. There used to be travel in the world. People would get on huge flying buses, all together with all manner of diseases and things like this. Children and old people all huddled together in these crude flying machines. And we never liked them. So instead we got on a boat, which is just like that, but it goes on the water and it's much, much safer. And we traveled across to a place called Europe, which is where Scotland used to be.
apparently that doesn't exist anymore. That's what we get told anyway.
Well, I have some conspiracy sources which say that Europe, in fact, does still exist, that we've just kind of drifted away from it. But we used to go there in the times when it's a lot of different stuff, obviously, back then, before
BCVE.
before the movements of the countries, before the banning of the flying mobiles. And we would travel around and play our little Scottish songs, stuff from the 18th century that's been passed through the family for generations. And we'd play these songs sometimes in the street and stuff like that. And people would approach us, and they had these old-fashioned things, coins they were called. People used to just carry this stuff around with them.
Cash,
and they would
it was
throw
called,
that.
apparently, yeah.
What's that?
It was cash. I remember that a long time ago.
And it was great. It was a good time, a free time when you could do stuff like that. So we wanted to relive a little bit of that excitement. Now I know normally we're featuring bands from music from up and coming bands, but a bit of an ego trip here, I suppose. We're gonna have a look at some of our fond memories from this tour in 2019. And were you telling me, Jack, that this is mostly from Friesland, the small islands in the north of the Europe?
It is indeed.
Great. I do hope that that song by Hamish Imlach that was requested earlier will be featured.
Well, we didn't actually record it on the tour, but what I could do is through sort of visual effects and sort of audio recreations, I could go back and put it on the film.
Can
So
you
let me
put
just
Tom
do
Cruise in as well?
Tom Cruise. Yeah, that, you know, the deep fake technology.
Well, no, his brother would be better, though, no?
Tom Cruise's brother, yeah, Jim Cruise.
Aye, him.
Right, so we'll play a few songs from this tour video. Hope you enjoy it, folks. See you soon.
Great.
Oh, me and my cousin one, Arthur McBride, as we went a-walking down by the seaside. Now mark what followed and what did betide, for it being on Christmas morning. For recreation we went on a tramp, and we met Sergeant Pepper and Corporal Cramp, and a little wee drummer intending to camp, for the day being pleasant and charming. Good morning, the sergeant did cry, and the same to you gentlemen we did reply. Not meaning to stop, we just meant to pass by, for it being on Christmas morning. Now, says the sergeant, if you will enlist, it's 10 guineas in gold I will slip in your fist, and a crown in the bargain for the kick of the dust, and drink the king's health in the morning. For a soldier he leads a very fine life, and he always is blessed with a charming young wife. He pays all his bills without sorrow or strife. He always looks pleasant and charming. And a soldier, he always is decent and clean. In the finest of clothing, he's constantly seen, while other poor fellows go dirty and mean, and sup on thin gruel in the morning. But says Arthur, I wouldn't be proud of your clothes, for you've only the lend of them. Was I suppose you dare not change them one night, for you know, if you do, you'll be flogged in the morning. And although that we are decent and free, we take great delight in our own company, and we have no desire strange faces to see, although that your offer is charming. Have no desire to take in advance all hazard and danger, we'll barter on chance, for you would have no scruples to send us to France, where we would get shot without a warning. Now, says the sergeant, I'll have no such chat, and I am not to hear it, till we spalping a brat. If you insult me with one other word, I'll cut off your heads in the morning. So Arthur and I, well, we both threw our blades, and we scarce gave them time for to draw their own swords, when a trusty scheme-do came over their heads, and bade a take that as fair warning. And their old rusty rapiers that hung by their side, we flung them as far as we could in the tide. Pick 'em up, devils, cried Arthur McBride, temper their wrench in the morning. And the little wee drummer, well, we flattened his brow, and we made a football of his rowdy-dow-dow, threw that in the tide for to rock and to roll, and bade it a care just returning. I and having no money paid them off in stabs, we paid no respect to their two bloody backs. We left them for dead like a pair of wet sacks, we left them for dead in the morning. So to conclude and finish disputes, we obligingly asked if they wanted recruits. We were the lads that would give them their dues, for the day being pleasant and charming. Me and my cousin one, Arthur McBride, as we went a-walking down by the seaside. Now mark what followed and what did betide, for it being on Christmas morning. Super Duncan. I said, are you enjoying the music? Yeah! sexy song, this next one, folks. From a very sexy Scottish place called Glasgow, local village on the west. It's a song about a beautiful girl called Mary. First name, Harry.
Hello.
So that was pretty good, I thought. It reminded me of being able to go to other places and see other
Seems like
people.
a fairy tale.
Yeah. Oh,
What's that sound?
Oh, the bat phone.
Okay,
Well, anyway.
I'll save the day later.
Sorry, my video's frozen, folks. Something happened. I'll fix that.
Well, while Jack's doing that, I'll
go
go back
ahead.
to the chat. We had another question. David Lee Smith was asking, well, we got a question each. I'll start with you two because Jack's fixing things. What's your favourite singer? Or who is your favourite singer, rather?
Probably Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton?
But I do like Luke Kelly and Mike Patton as well. But Michael Bolton's probably my favourite out of them. I like Willie Nelson, but Michael Bolton.
Good shout. Jack, who's your favourite guitarist?
Oh, so many, because everyone's a guitarist. But I don't know if you're in. It depends what style. For folk music, I've recently heard this. Well, I've known about him for a while, but I've listened to this guy, Tony McManus. He's like an Irish, Scottish folk guitarist who plays, like the melody and the chords and at the same time. It's like solo guitar, really good. But other styles, for jazz, I've been listening to a guy called Ben Monder, who's just absolutely insane jazz playing. Yeah, I'm into a lot. It changes every day. So there you go.
Yeah, and I was asked who is my favourite musician. And yeah, it's hard to say one person. Stu, you mentioned Mike Patton as a singer, but like he's so versatile. He does so many different things that I totally rate him. And then I don't know how you how you rate musicians. Composers, I guess, have such a huge grasp of knowledge, and Beethoven for me is just the god of music, so it's got to be him. For me, Anywho, David Lee Smith was singing some REM.
Well, along with that song that we were just playing.
Yeah, well, I believe so. If you believe they put a man on the moon.
I don't.
Well, that's a conspiracy in itself.
No, it's an REM song.
Ah.
But maybe it's a conspiracy. Who knows?
How do you land on something which is transparent? Next
question. Transparent? I don't know. I mean...
How do you?
How do you? Presumably you just land on it. But if it's transparent, that just means you can see through it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have any mass.
I'll have to go back to the drawing board for that one then.
Okay. Ken says, have a care in joining with Conspiracies A to Z. Many folks here get stuck at Q. I never read that much into that stuff, but it seems like a whole day conspiracy to me. Anyway, moving on. Lynn Scully from Hawaii. Hey Duncan, sneaking a wee peek at you while I'm at work. Oh, matron.
Is she spying on you?
Just wanted to say aloha from Hawaii and come for a vacation when you can. Lynn and Rick and your Hawaii friends. I'd love to come, but I don't think I can leave the country at the moment because I haven't had my vaccination yet.
You've still got that tag on that they gave you at the police.
Return to sender. Aye. Yeah. Gotta keep that just in case it's required. Do we need to get a vaccination passport now? Is that a thing?
Let's not go there.
Okay, skip that. Skip that conversation. Johanna Hjorstad, I will have you know, sir, that my latest attempt at cooking resulted in burning eggs that were supposed to be soft-boiled to a crisp. They were
so
black. Soft boiled
let me get
to
that
crisp.
straight.
I've got that. Maybe there's a joke in here. They were black and exploded. You do not want me in the kitchen. Sorry, mate.
I mean, were these eggs fresh or were they rotten?
I don't know. What
Were
was
they
the
black
question?
before you cooked them?
Oh wait, I think I'm just seeing these messages in the wrong order. You need to first master boiling water without scotching it, and then progress from there. I don't know.
Hello,
Do you know
everyone.
anything about cooking eggs too? Because apparently
Hello,
that's what I'm getting in the chat. We're talking about boiling.
Oh yeah,
eggs.
I dare say in my my youth I probably cooked up quite a few eggs, to be honest with you.
What's your favourite? You know, there's something. What there's like two. They say there's 200 methods or something of cooking an egg. How many do you know? Or 100? Maybe it's 100. It's a
lot more than-
ridiculously high number anyway. I know
lot more
like
than
5 different
200.
ways, but not
There's a
100.
good book called there's a Scottish book called the Canny Sutra, which tells you all about that.
How to cook eggs.
What
Scotch
we're talking
eggs.
about.
Scotch eggs.
Maybe we
I
should
don't
move
know.
on. Let's go back to Q. That was and vaccine passports. That was safer.
Well, I'm going through these messages in the chat, but I'm not sure if I'm seeing everything in the correct order because
Don't worry, man.
confused. I'm very confused.
Often we don't.
Duncan, you're letting us down again.
Johanna says, sorcery, it cannot be done. It cannot be done. Arthur
Like mobile
McBride.
phones.
Okay, I know where we are. Arthur McBride's You Gents Perform It So Well from Ken. That's quite a nice tune. I quite like that. I think it's one of my favourites, actually.
It is a nice tune.
Beautiful song, Arthur McBride. Yes, it is, David. We had lots of comments saying that they liked the songs that we played. What did we play there again? There was 4 songs all in one go. What was the first one?
The
The
first
tunes, I think.
we played a pipe set.
Oh, that's right.
And
Some
then,
jigs.
then
Some
it was,
jigs.
Arthur McBride, and then it was cod liver oil and the orange juice, and then it was Korobiniki, which is the
Russian
Tetris
folk
theme
tune.
tune.
Aye.
Oh. And then it was. That was it.
That was it.
Yep.
Then we came back to talk nonsense.
Okay, well, I'm glad
we
people
were
enjoyed
itching to
the-
get back and start chatting again.
Well, Johanna says, what is it with you Scots and cod liver oil? Are they feeding you guys okay over there? I mean, I have
Is that
been
not
one-
a hangover cure? Is that what it's supposed to be?
I think so, yeah. But I think I know. I have on occasion been in the pharmacy and picked up a bottle of cod liver oil tablets and then take them once a day till the bottle's finished, kidding myself on that I know what I'm doing, and then I forget about it for 3 years. But apparently it's
And
good
it makes
for
a
your
massive
joints.
difference to you.
Who knows?
You start to see things out of order.
You start to see
Liver
things
oil.
out of order.
Cod liver oil, it was also a part of your ration pack.
Really?
There was a big war, Scotland, World War II, I think, or World War One. Scotland won both of them. I don't know where, I can't remember where Johanna's from, but maybe not on the winning side. Let's say that. And you got your ration, but Hamish Imlach, he took which I think it was an American gospel song, Glory,
that's right.
Hallelujah, and then did his Hamish Imlach stuff to it and improved it, I would say. That's the cod liver oil, but also obviously our favorite was Mark Zuckerberg. He gave us a call. He said, guys, come onto my platform. We'll give you a huge deal, 100 million Bitcoin deal if you come and broadcast on Facebook. But we were approached by Jeff, the other big time player in the streaming scene, and he owns an awful lot of shops over here which are selling cod liver oil. When you walk down the street, you'll see like a big sign which says, stay inside or die. And then next to that will be an abandoned Paddy Power, which is like a gambling shop. And then next to that, you'll have a sort of healthy place with lots of pictures of this bald sort of cyborg guy. And they're selling cod liver oil. It's very popular at the moment with, I was going to say housewives, but I've been quite enjoying it. Duncan, you enjoy it as well. Jack,
Do
Well, I hear that it's getting popular amongst the young people. Like teenagers are getting into that. Some of them are overdosing on it at the weekend.
Well, I mean, are they being educated on how to consume it safely?
Well, you don't
Nah,
have
they
a
just
that's
they
what I
just
wanna-
neck it. I mean, they really don't know where to stop with it, and it's becoming a problem.
Slippery slope.
Uh-huh.
Well, it wasn't the question, Johanna, but thanks anyway.
Well, she came back. She said, "Oh my lord, Tetris, and you guys rock. Keep the nostalgia coming." Do we have more nostalgia? We may have some in
yeah.
the future.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Future
Howard-
nostalgia.
Howard Mann asks, "Have you guys lost weight?"
All three of us.
Howard, I'm fit as fuck.
Oh,
I think I have lost weight.
This is live. I could have beeped you there if you'd have told me you were going to do that.
It's after the watershed somewhere.
I think
What about
we
you,
all
Howard?
have lost weight, I think.
Yeah, I
Are you
think I
keeping
have.
healthy, Howard? I hope so.
Sorry, I don't get the immediate responses. But he did say they just had Proclaimers doing Sunshine and Leith on Comic Relief. So I missed that last song.
So you
Are
weren't
we
tuned
clashing
in
with
to
Comic
that?
Relief? Have we forgotten that Comic Relief's tonight?
Apparently, your pal Emilio's got a stream on as well right now.
Really?
Yeah, so
We planned this well. Whose job was it to get in touch with the BBC and tell them to move Comic Relief till tomorrow?
I'm sorry.
Was that not supposed to be someone's job?
I mean, come on,
Sorry,
Right.
like
I was busy.
children in need that can wait another day. This is the Gorms stream.
David Lee Smith. Hawaii, Aloha, or Aloha? Aloha are playing Dundee now. Dundee won up. So we're also clashing with the Premier League.
How many
football.
screens have people got
SPL.
up here? Have you got the game on your telly?
No,
and
this is commentary from the chat, mate.
They won
People are updating us.
again.
People are updating us on the fact that we're completely ignoring the fact Children in Need is on. That
I don't think it's Comic Relief. It's not as bad. Children aren't involved. Don't worry.
Children in Need Comic Relief, are they not the same thing?
I don't think so.
And Aloha are playing Dundee. Come on. Aloha.
Oh, Howard says he lost 10 kilos due to lack of Old Rosie.
Yeah, I know that
That'll
feeling,
do it
Howard.
to you.
Well, I hope you're not missing the Rosie too much, and I'm sure we'll get back there, get back to see her soon.
The chat is taking a turn. So Johanna's saying she's from Sweden. We were kind of neutral in World War II, sort of. We provided weapons to other countries, allowed the Nazis to walk through Sweden to Norway, but then we also smuggled out Norwegian refugees and organised the white buses that saved Jews coming in from Europe. So there we go. Now we know.
Great. Good to know. Thanks, Johanna. Thanks for letting us know.
And
Keep us
how
updated.
were you alive at that time?
I think that's
didn't think-
highly
That was
unlikely.
a while ago. That.
So Sweden, kind of like Switzerland, but not the same.
Mm.
We're
I always
getting
get
a
them
bit political
confused
now.
as well. I think it's maybe because they both start with an S.
Yeah. Anyway, what about some music?
Let's go back to the tour video, and we're going to do Donald McGillivray.
Good
Ooh,
chat.
Jacobite song.
That's
Indeed.
one of my favourites.
We left them for dead like a pair of wet socks. We left them for dead in the morning. Well, thank you everyone for coming out and buying a ticket. If you don't have a ticket already, come up here and see my son. 10 euros a ticket, right? Have you got your ticket? You do? Okay, just checking. Donald's got a pow, hard and hungry. Donald's come to now, wild and angry. Donald will clear the goat's nest cleverly. Here's to the king and to sickle of a leg, give them full measurement, Donald McHale of Ray. Donald's ran up a hill, but we is tether man, as you or what, or someday another man. When he comes back, there's someone with medley. Here's to King James and to Donald McHale of Ray. Come Michael Weaver, Donald McHale of Ray. Come Michael Weaver, Donald McHale of Ray. Balance them fair and balance them cleverly. Off with a counterfeit, Donald McHale of Ray. Donald's for taking away rife and roguery. Donald has dinner with beans and meggery. Better in the water for Whigs and Whiggery. Meeting the devil and Donald McHale of Ray. Come Micah Taylor, Donald McHale of Ray. Come Micah Taylor, Donald McHale of Ray. Push up, boot and minute, simple and cleverly. Here's to King James and to Donald McHale of Ray. Donald's the cannon that rooks Nick Tangle, Miss Wiggin and Briggin, and all ye find on the scheme and be gay. He winna be balked man, he man hate justice or big hill pocket man. Come like a cobbler, Donald McHale of Ray. Come like a cobbler, Donald McHale of Ray. Back on your back and do one sickle of a leg. Give them full measurement, Donald McHale of Ray. Donald was muppet with mirth and mockery. Donald was blinded with lots of property. Owls ran high, others were Nathan man. Lord, look how Donald is fleeing and frightened man. Come like a devil, Donald McHale of Ray. Come like a devil, Donald McHale of Ray. Stop them and scald them, the brutes and brutally. Here's to the king and to Donald McHale of Ray.
There we are, we're back. And my camera is frozen again. Technology.
Well, I mean, if you and Johanna put your heads together, maybe you can solve each other's technological issues.
Let's do it. Yeah, so there you go, folks. That video was most of that was filmed in a place called Terschelling, in a little island off the Netherlands. And we were there with our sort of expanded band. We've got Archie on accordion and Dom's on one of those tracks, I think.
That was a good time.
That was the last sort of bigger. Well, it was the last time we did a little mini tour.
Yeah, over a year ago now.
It was indeed. Seems like yesterday.
Sunshine, sunburn, and dehydration. And bitter balls, were they called?
Oh, I mean, that sounds rude. What's that?
It's kind of like haggis, as far as I remember.
Bitter balls and
bitter
Jurgen's
balls.
bitter.
And walking
Jurgen's
around
bitter.
this tiny island, that was great. Well, good.
But it was a Jacobite song, that one. And yeah, I was having a little conversation with the Archbishop of Canterbury again this week. We're on the notice board, going back and forth. And I don't know if this is considered a conspiracy. I think it's okay to get into. But we were talking about the origins of the Jacobites. Now, fair enough, the Archbishop of Canterbury is Jewish and everything, but he was still getting launched in because he's an Englishman at heart, you know, and so he was getting fired right in about the Jacobites. And he did catch me out because he said, you know, who's the first Jacobite? And I was giving him, 1689, 1689. And I stand corrected once again. If you remember, a few weeks ago, we had a big falling out. He made a fool of me on the notice board, and he's done it again here because the original Jacobite, I bet you know this, Duncan. The original Jacobites, have you any idea what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, it would be followers of one Jacob or another. Which is it? How old? Which century are we talking?
Well, we're going to be going back here as far as further back actually than the writings of Tertullian. I know it's one of your favorites. We're looking at, so after Tertullian, he was writing extensive about this, but then when you get into the First Crusade.
So we're talking about a sibling of a Mr. H. Christ, perhaps.
Yeah, I knew you'd know that. Yeah, that's right. So Jack, I sent you a picture earlier. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to get that up for the listeners at home to see.
Let me see here.
I want our listeners to be able to see this. But yeah, it's news to me. I've not really been a student of Tertullian to a great extent in my life. But the Archbishop, he put me right, as he always does, or left, whichever side you want to fall on.
Half
and he sent me off to learn a little bit about Jesus' brothers. I said, you're making this up. This is like the Scottish or school dinners. This is a conspiracy theory. But no, in fact, Jesus' brother, can you get it up there, Jack?
Yep,
it's a
this is it.
picture.
James the Just.
So this is James the Just. Now, there's a bit of controversy, as there always is when you're getting into these kind of guys. Bit of controversy as to exactly what relationship he was to Jesus. Some people have said that he was his cousin. Some say he was his brother. Some say he was a brother from another mother, I should say, not another father. Same father, Joseph, the joiner. But yeah, there was a time James, a bit like yourself, Jack, he was a virgin. So James the Just was a virgin seemingly his whole life, a bit like Jack or Cliff Richard, be another one. And around about the time of the creation of another church, a very important one, who's the Pope, he's involved with that one. I can't remember his name.
Benedict. Oh no, that was the last one.
Innocent the Third, I think it is. But but they transfer over the virginal status of Jesus' brother or cousin, perhaps, James or Jacob, and he was a virgin, but then Mary became a virgin. So that's what the Archbishop of Canterbury told me. And I'd urge everybody to look into it themselves, because the followers were known as the Jacobites, and it was a sort of Eastern Christian religion. If you're looking in your histories of the Crusader states, which I know most of you are doing at the moment, then you're going to be interested to come across the origins of the Jacobites. So as always, we'll be doing our regular reading on Wednesday night. If you got the Zoom link, so come on, join in. It's always good for the family. We'll be going through not just the brother James, but all four brothers of Mr. H. Christ, as you put it so clearly, Duncan. Now, Duncan, you knew all about that, of course. You know all these sort of things. Jack, I was surprised to learn that Jesus had a brother, because I watched loads of episodes of South Park, and there was never anything about it.
Well, I know that, a lot of people have brothers, just because they're famous doesn't mean their brother's going to be famous. Like
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery's brother, John, he was, nobody really knew who he was. And then you've got Joey Travolta, John Travolta's brother, who, he had one hit album in his own right, which I've got there, but other than that, he's not as well known.
Jim Cruise.
So I would say, doesn't surprise me, and maybe we should give a bit more credit to the other brothers.
The other brothers,
Simon Christ and Andrew
Jacob.
Christ.
Simon was one of the brothers. I'll give you that. That was pretty There we go. Anyway, I'm right into that now. So I've been PMing the Archbishop on the notice board. So we'll see maybe next week or a couple of weeks down the line, he might have a few more bits. If you remember last time, it was the dog-headed man that he said,
That's right. Who's
making
that? St. Christopher.
Yeah. He's always. I mean, it's fair play. His main complaint when he's watching is, everything's so cynical with you, Stewart. Take things a bit more serious. Don't be so cynical about all this stuff. But I just say, go to hell. Watch another live stream.
There's plenty of live streams happening. You don't have to watch this one.
Dundee are playing Alloa. Like, why are you wasting your time?
Blasphemy! Sweden has all the hot people. Switzerland has cheese. I stand corrected. Johanna, sorry, that was from Johanna. If you've just joined us and
What's
you've no
better,
idea what that
having loads of
outburst
hot
was
people
all about,
or having cheese? Which is preferable?
depends how many people are lactose intolerant. That would probably make a big difference.
Duncan, why does it say on bags of peanuts may contain nuts?
I don't know, because peanuts are not nuts; they're legumes.
Okay, fair enough. Again, nothing.
Maybe because they're produced in the same factory that.
All right, smarty pants, fine.
But peanuts are technically not nuts.
Good to know.
Although, if you've got an allergy, don't eat them.
I've got an allergy to rhubarb.
Oh well, peanuts are probably okay.
And radishes, is that right?
Correct.
Is it red things in general? Because I thought if
red
you were
things.
Beetroot, radishes,
strawberries,
just red things.
Yeah. Including red wine. Do you get a red face when you drink red wine?
Red pens, red wine,
red
lipstick,
glue,
red paint, red cars,
red light,
red nuclear waste,
red alert. Whenever you hear a siren.
Yeah, I couldn't actually play Westwood Studios' classic Red Alert because, I don't know, my eyes swell up and stuff.
And even Simply Red, when you listen to them, it's a bit risky.
It breaks my heart to say that, but you're right.
So what's happening in the chat?
Right, well, Johanna's asking, where's the first place you'd travel after lockdown? Ken already said New Zealand, and Johanna wants to go to the Dominican Republic to continue work in scuba. Have you ever done scuba diving?
I haven't, no.
But
I think I'll be going to Sweden.
Go to Sweden?
I'll be going to Switzerland, I think.
Oh, beautiful people.
I hear they've got some tax havens over there.
Is
I
that
need
right?
to put my change in there.
I'll go wherever the next gig is. So I don't know.
What a work, man.
And I like
Well,
cheese.
you don't need to go on vacation if you're always in a different country every other month,
Yeah, you've been on holiday for 21
10
years.
years.
Well, here's what I think we should be doing: having holiday in Scotland. Keep it
Good
local.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
Vacation.
We've got a play park just across the road, in Leith.
I've got one here as well. It's called Easter Road Stadium.
Oh.
David Lee Smith.
Yeah,
No, I am not a Hun. Sorry, that was referring to the chat.
that's sectarian kind of chat. You shouldn't be saying that.
It's all right. It's all sorted.
So what's everyone else got to say? Have we caught up with the chat yet? Because
Caroline
got a song here.
saying, Stuart, how about a bit of conspiracy about the Scottish? I am intrigued to find out the real truth about my heritage. Are you going to remain tight-lipped on that subject, or is there anything that you can give us?
Well, I don't. As I say, we don't want to get demonetized from.
Well, we're not monetized, so doesn't really matter.
Not since the movie, anyway. That kind of broke it.
Because we don't want to get demonetized from the platform, Caroline. So got to be careful with that. But what lurks within the Scotch mist is shrouded in secrecy. Some of the more standard explanations you will be able to find in a textbook. Most schools these days have a class on Scotland at some point, kind of around the world, I think.
There's a really good documentary series called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. One of the episodes he covers Scottish.
Okay, I'll give you just a little bit about it.
Oh, well, here we go.
Throughout history, there you go. History, aspiring power maniacs ready to add territory to their empire have looked longingly and greedily in the direction of Ireland. As early as the first millennium BC, the Celts had their eye on the province, and later, once the Romans had taken over much of the south of England, they also sent troops over the Irish Sea to try their luck there. The Irish threw themselves heart and soul into their plans for self-protection and sent a minority race who had been living in what is now Northern Ireland to settle in the north. True story. To settle in the northern third of Britain. It was not long before sheer boredom had inspired these people into making tartan and shortbread, complementing their initial attributes of stomachs capable of digesting anything which could be consumed, and a particular liking for haggis. So I don't want to get too much more into it, but the conspiracy suggests that the Scottish people came from Ireland.
Is that not what history says as well?
Oh, maybe you're revisionist history, Duncan.
Right, mainstream media history.
There we go. A to Z of conspiracy theories. So if you would like to know any more, then get in touch via Bumble, and I'll send you a copy. This is my pride and joy. You know, I put a lot of work into these. A little bit of Scottish history for you there, Caroline.
So, should we have a song, do you think?
I'd love a song. I think that's probably my favourite bit of the whole show is the music, to be honest.
Well, my favourite bit's hearing about Scottish conspiracy theory.
That comes a close second to Gourmet, I think.
What song have you got lined up for us then, Jack?
I've got a song called Andrew and His Cutie Gun.
Ah, classic.
And this is off the first album, and we do it completely differently now. So, there you go. This is a kind of a different version.
Enjoy, Andrew. Cutie Gun.
Oh, Blythe was she, Blythe she was, but a man. And though she was a county queen, she broke me bone, me give her bed. She took me in, she said me doon, och, when I was running free. Cannon Carl and that she was, she girt me bone, me bobby. Morning came and we went, and many a berry ox was sad. Dicht up in a tiny man that walking by we came had. A heaven east, a heaven west, och the boy no bar the sun, but in a bonny let us all was Andrew and his cutting on. And morning came and we went, and many a berry ox was sad. Dicht up in the tiny man that walking by with what we had. A heaven east, a heaven west, och the boy no bar the sun, in a bonny let us all was Andrew and his cutting on. So tick to you and tick to me, take us boys and get us yet. Hacked up in the covered main, we walking by, we give her hand. A heaven east, a heaven west, och the boy no bar the sun, but in a bonny let us all was Andrew and his cutting on. So Blythe was she, Blythe she was, and what a man. And though she was a county queen, she broke me bone, me give her bed. She took me in, she said me doon, och they keep me running free. Cannon Carl and that she was, she girt me bro, me bobby.
Yes!
Duncan. Yes.
Duncan.
Andrew and His Cutie Gun.
Duncan, the house
Yes,
is on
yes.
fire. Wake
The house-
up, wake
The
up.
house is on fire.
The house is on fire.
No, the roof.
You don't need no water. Look, the Jack's crib with all his children's toys and pink bedding sheets is catching fire, and he will surely die, but he's in a deep, deep sleep because he had a huge roast chicken dinner, and he'll sleep right through the fire, and he'll burn to death. And also, I'm sleeping on a rock, beaten badly again by father, and I'll pass away as well in the fire. You can only save one of us. Who's going to be?
Father.
What? That bastard. All right. Never mind then.
Well, Gorms are replaceable. You know, like the father Gorm can make more.
Exactly. Daddy Gorm. Can always count on him.
By the way, how are all the Gormlins today? We've not been calling people Gormlins. They need to bring that back.
That's true.
Can I just ask all the Gormlins to like this video? Because
no one else.
No one has liked it so far. So come on, what's happening here?
We had another question from Sophia Lander. Hey guys, which are your favourite pubs in Edinburgh?
The Ensign York was a good one.
I think between the three of us, we could probably find some sort of scale when there are pubs we've been in where we came out with more money, and there are pubs we've been in where we came out with less.
A lot of the latter. I mean, one of my favorite pubs, it closed down. It was called the Penny Black. Oh. That was a really good one. They opened up quite early in the morning, so you could go and have a wee drink there where you went and did your work. Now that's been replaced by a pub called Stratford's. So Stratty's down Gorgie. That's quite a cool pub as well. Like there, you get some good characters, good fun. The Green Mantle is a good pub. That's where I met chap Howard Mann, was in earlier on. Howard, the very successful, very famous gambler. So wears his hood and all that sort of stuff. So Green Mantle's a good one. What else? The Scotsman Lounge, very nice pub. We played a few gigs there on Cockburn Street, named after Henry Cockburn. The Whiskey Bar is always one of my favourites. A bit expensive for my brothers, but I like to go there mainly because they keep the riffraff out. What else? I like that place that we go to, Duncan. It's sort of at the top of the street where everybody pisses on a Friday and Saturday night.
You mean Siglo?
Siglo, I missed that one. That was at the bottom. No,
That's
at the
right.
top of the street, top of Nidri Street.
Oh, the Piper's Rest. No, wait.
No,
that's Blair Street.
It's like a big nightclub.
Fucking. Biddy, no, not Biddy Mulligan's. What's it called?
Banshee Labyrinth.
No,
Whistle Binkies.
Whistle Binkies. Christ.
That's quite good. And a lot of my youth, when me and Jack used to go drinking together, we would often go to a really cool pub called Opium. You had to dress up as a sort of flock of seagulls.
Did you ever go to the Mission?
Era goth. I was banned from the Mission.
I used to go to the Mission
because I was far too old, basically.
No, that's do you mean the mini Mission then?
That's the same. Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, I never went to that. That's for kids.
Yeah. I also like.
That's where I sent you because you're the young one.
We would, Duncan. We would always go to that pub, CC Bloom's, which.
Priscilla's.
You never seem to like it that much. But I had a great time there. Really good dancing at a CC Bloom's, which is next in the sort. It's like a theatre district. Everyone's dressed up really cool.
We had a couple of gigs in that area when we were at college, Jack. At the Club Ego.
Yeah, I do actually. Well, I like a pub called the Marksman.
Oh, great.
Marksman. Where's
that?
On
the bottom of Leith Walk.
I must have somehow
near the near the Weatherspoons.
Near the Five in Hand, isn't it?
No, it's right.
No, that's on Easter Road, isn't it?
You know where the foot of the walk is. It's to the right of that. It's called the Marksman.
Right.
That's my favourite.
Accurately named.
It is indeed.
Can he figure out where the fuck it is?
I was down there with our banjo player one night, a New Year, and he got in a fight, but to do a gig, he had a black eye.
I vaguely remember that, aye. with no
Not the
recollection of
banjo
how it
player that
happened.
actually is on recordings and stuff that you could find his name. Another one that we
Yeah.
played with
That's
once. That was
That's right.
fired shortly after.
Yeah,
Ah.
quite right. Quite
Oh,
right.
aye.
Now there you go. That's a selection of pubs. I mean, I'm saying there is a lot of pubs in Edinburgh. There was a lot of pubs in Edinburgh, and fingers crossed there will be a lot more. So Sophia, there's some ones to go and explore next time you're over.
The Black Cat's a good one, Rose Street. Quite like that. But the best pub is no in Edinburgh. It's the Dean Tavern in Newton Grange.
Great pub.
Oh, aye. Anyway, Alloa 0, Dundee 2, OMG.
Is that happening right now?
Yes, and David Lee Smith is keeping us up to date, so we don't
Cheers,
actually
David.
have to check ourselves.
If I check, this stream will just go completely frozen. So it's good to have somebody telling me.
Sophia Lander says, "Welcome to Sweden, Stu. I didn't realise you were there."
Go.
Johanna saying, "Hey, hello, another Swede." It's all gone Swedish in the chat. Apart from Ken. Ken says he believes the truth is the monster of Loch Ness was a real beast until some hungry pigs decided to make a great haggis of it. It is a shameful secret that the powers that be have covered it up.
Indeed, Ken.
Heard that theory, Ken.
I mean, yeah, that's sort of one that people in the industry, the Loch Ness industry, that does sort of travel in those circles. Is it in there? Is it in that book?
He's looking.
It is. I don't think we got time for it though.
All right. Well, we had some folk commenting on the pubs we'd mentioned. Kieran Cliff says the ensign is quality. Totally.
Is that where
Ken
you saw us,
says-
Kieran?
I'll find out the answer later, I suppose. Ken says Scotsman's Lounge is a fine old pub. Also, the Roseleaf in Leith is a broad pub with nice food. Agreed. David Lee Smith. More US UFOs are seen over Scotland than the rest of Europe in total. Could be Jacob Christ. Could be Mulder and Scully. Could be Scotch whiskey. Could be mental health problems. Could be folk music.
I mean, is it a coincidence that
Combination.
all of those things are at
Yeah, that's
play?
what I was thinking. Like if you go to the whiskey bar on a Friday night on a full moon and the Gorms are playing, then yeah,
And then you turn into a werewolf.
and you see UFOs. Or well, they're unidentified while they're flying. When they land, it's usually an empty bottle of Buckfast.
I was in Dundee one night and it felt like a week.
Yeah. Is that because the laws of physics there are broken, or just because? What was the reason?
Don't know. Just telling you what I experienced.
I think it's something to do with that big hill there, the law, the Dundee law. It's the Dundee law. Time takes longer there, or it goes slower or something.
Yeah, extreme boredom does that to you.
Yeah, makes you talk shite enough.
Well, I have enjoyed talking with you tonight, guys, but gonna have to start wrapping up here relatively soon. The temperatures are starting to get quite low. So we got any more comments to get through before we do our huge finale presentation?
Ken says, I believe the journey to Scotland for the fine quality of mints they can find, in reference to the amount of UFOs. And David Lee Smith says, oh, the Black Bull, yes, and the Birkin hair. That's one of your old haunts, Mr. Cook, is it?
It is. I used to do a show on the stage there.
Kieran says, in response to your question, aye, with them German fellas about 2 years ago. We've had quite a few Germans in the pub, though, so...
You've had a few Germans, eh?
Very good. Anywho.
Is that it? Is that all the comments?
That's it. That's us, aye. That's us for another week. Another week of nonsense. Come and gone. Gormy got back from the beach. then disappeared in the botanical garden.
I mean, he seems like he's changed a bit. Like in the video at the beginning, his voice was breaking a lot more, and he's not he's sort of lacking the confidence and the charm that he used to have. Now he's just sort of
well, it's been
bit
hard
feeble.
for him since he got out of hibernation, you know, because for several months there he was asleep and he couldn't give a shit, and now, well, this is happening.
He's a shell of his former self.
exactly.
Well, he's forced to speak every week. He's the most shy person you've ever met. Well, Tortoise.
Well, we give him
And he has to do a
couple
wee
of
show for
quid
us
every
every week, poor bugger.
Well, I hope he's all right. He's
Oh, he's
something's a bit weird going on with him, I have to say. It was weird of him to disappear like that last week.
It was a wee bit, but
It's
like
not
I
like
said,
him.
well, like I said, like he said, he went to the beach and it is about 3 miles, and he's a tortoise, so a week's no
Change.
bad.
It can change a man, change a person. A lot of that
Yeah.
at the moment, though, you notice people are changing quite a lot.
Mm.
And tortoises are people too,
Yeah.
biologically speaking. I mean,
Right.
so guys, hey,
Well-
guys, Jack, hey, Duncan, guys, how about that, eh?
Hey,
What a
Joey.
show.
Caroline Lee Smith says, "Cheers, spawn of Father Gorm."
Absolutely, Father Daddy Gorm.
So we've got one more. Should we play them out on a song?
A song. That's a pretty
Play
good
people
idea.
out, put them on a high note
I
after
think
this
I'm going to react to that suggestion.
mentally draining conversation.
Oh, great reaction, Duncan.
So the next tune we've got, well, the last tune for tonight is Men of Noidart.
Oh.
Got anything to say about that one?
It's about the war, but if you have any questions, then please consult the Gormlings in the chat, who will fill you in on their nationalities and their status during the war. But this is a song about some Scottish soldiers who came back from the war, and as so often happens in these things, you go away to fight what you're told is the enemy, and you return home with your eyes opened, and you realize that the enemy is living right next door, just where they always have been.
Sometimes
So-
it's in the mirror.
We'll just cut
That's
the
a
feed.
perfect
Mic drop.
drop the mic.
Music tonight, and yeah, we'll see you next Friday, same time, same place.
It was
Take
down
care of
by the farm of
yourselves.
Scottish
Don't talk to any policemen, and
saw a sight,
we love you.
and I got him much more than you could say. The 7 men of Noidart were doing what they planned. They were digging claims and staking claims on Brocket's private land. Oi, you bloody Reds! cried Brocket. What's this you're doing here? Your fight today doesn't pay to insult an English peer. You're only Scottish half-wits, I'll help you understand. You Highland swine who steals a man, this is Brocket's land. Well, up spoke the men of Noidart, I want to shut your trap. Threats from a Saxon brother's boy, we just don't give a crap. But we're all ex-Scotsmen, for fought against the Hun. We can tell our enemies by now, Rocket, you are one. Well, when the noble lord heard these words, he turned purple in the face and he said, You Highland savages, your Britain's black disgrace. It may be true that I've let a few thousand acres go to pot. Each one I'd give to a London spiv before any bloody Scot. You're a bunch of dead Milesies, and I'll soon have you licked. I'll write to the Court of Session for an interim interdict. I'll write to my London lawyers, and I'm sure they'll understand. To hell with your London lawyers, we want our Scottish land. When the noble lord heard these words, well, he fell down in a swoon. They slapped his jaws in the skate. Well, that soon brought him round. He mowed the lords of Sutherland, who were right about the Scot. If I had my way, I'd start today, I'd clear the bloody lot. Well, up spoke the men of Noidart, you have no godly right For this is the land of Alba, and no the Isle of Wight. When Scotland's proud Vienna are assembled in the van, well, so are all the Highlanders have a right to Scottish land. Well, so are all the Highlanders have a right to Scottish land.